Yes, 22 years of talks since this issue was first discussed. In that time, this is the fifth summit, the high-level summit, and there have been 50 lower-level meetings in that time as well. This all dates back to the fall of the Soviet Union all the way back in 1991. Before that time, this region, the Caspian Sea, was subject to an agreement between just two countries, the Soviet Union and Iran. But of course, in 1991, with the creation of three new independent countries, that agreement fell apart. And ever since then, there's been disputes between the five countries, including Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan as well. Interestingly, the dispute hinges on this issue of whether the Caspian Sea is in fact a sea or is a lake. It's not connected to any other parts of the ocean, so technically not a sea, but it also doesn't fit the exact properties of a lake either. And that matters because it affects, under international law, the way that the spoils are divided, whether they're divided equally, 20% to each country, or whether they're divided according to the proportion of coastline that each country has around this Caspian Sea area. From what we know of the agreement that will be signed today, it seems as though they're going with a plan which would divide the seabed up into sectors, so not equally divided. But we'll know more about that after the five leaders release a joint communique, which we're told will be later on today after the summit.
Now, we're seeing there pictures of the countries involved. Tell us, why does it matter so much to all of them?
Well, the short answer is because it's an area that's really rich in resources, oil and gas in particular. There's about 50 billion barrels of oil believed to be in the Caspian Sea, large natural gas resources as well. So the way that that is divided is obviously important to all the countries involved. It also paves the way for pipeline projects, for example, Turkmenistan to Europe, which have been hindered and delayed for years and years, partly because of the disputes and the lack of cooperation in the region. There were also other issues as well, though. For example, fishing rights. This is one of the world's leading sources of caviar, which is important to those countries as well, of course. And importantly, there's also security issues. Russia, in particular, is keen for a clause that prevents foreign military bases being built in the Caspian Sea, and hoping for an agreement which means that Russia would have the right to roam freely across the whole of the Caspian Sea area.